Good morning. We are here at Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay for a really unique opportunity. Years ago, I did a roller coaster tour over at Montu with Norman, and we're back. He is here doing a brand new roller coaster tour. We're going to go to SheiKra, we're going to go to Cheetah Hunt, and we're going to go to Cobra's Curse, get behind the scenes looks at how these roller coasters operate on a day-to-day basis. Cool thing though is we're here at SheiKra's first. We're going to the top of the lift hill. Since we're going up onto the ride path of SheiKra, what we have to do is do this lockout tag-out station. And what it is we take this and we attach it to this thing over here so that no one can start up the ride until we all come back down and unlock this and the track is clear. So no one can start the ride while we're on. So let's do this. All right, so safety first. We're heading up and we have to make sure we're harnessed in. It's all about safety here at Busch Gardens. So we've got I'm a big guy, so I need a special harness for me, but getting these lanyards, we're going to have to go and attach to the pole while we're up there. It's all starting to feel very real now. So you see with those, the yellow ones that everyone has to attach their lanyards to themselves, but this special harness for people like me, mine are already attached to me, so I'm ready to go. This is the view that you get when you ride the ride, but it passes by so quickly because you're just continuing on. Look at it here, you just see there's downtown Tampa over there. You see the whole park from up here. This is gorgeous from up here. It's kind of a little frightening. I do appreciate that there are nets down here, so I feel a little bit safer about this, but still, oh my God. So you see, we're just kind of taking our time, enjoying the views from up here. Norman is over there talking about some of the mechanics behind SheiKra. Here's how the mechanics work for our harnesses. So these have to be on the same side of us, and about every 4 feet there are little stops right here. So we have to do one at a time, take it off, go to the next one, and then we can continue on. So from up here, you can really see how much the elevation difference is from the top of the lift to the top of the drop. Of course, momentum's got to take the train all the way over there, but it's really interesting just how much of a difference there is.
When you see SheiKra kind of holding up over the edge, about to drop, and then it lets you go, you don't actually stop completely. What you do is you kind of roll up to that chain, and it actually grabs onto what's called a drop chain dog, which is under the train. But basically that just attaches to the chain, holds it in place, and it's slowly lowered over the edge. And then on the side of the track, there's things called proximity switches, and they sense the metal on the train and relay the coaster speed and location back to the ride computer. Well, when the train hits that last proximity switch on the side, it tells the computer to kick the chain motor or the drop chain motor into high gear, and it basically pushes the coaster over the drop. SheiKra uses a combination of friction brakes and magnetic brakes. We'll talk a little bit more about magnetic brakes when we get over to Cheetah Hunt. But friction brakes kind of work like a brake on your car. You have a rotor on your wheel, and then there's a caliper with brake pads that go around that rotor. Well, when you put your foot on the brake pedal, it pushes those brake pads against the rotor and brings your car to a stop. This works kind of in the same way, it's all laid out. All these brakes work by air pressure, and they're all naturally closed. So if the ride loses power or air pressure, they're all going to lock up, and they're going to stop any trains right in their tracks, basically.
Norman, finally caught up with you. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you again.
So, I mean, it's obvious where we're at, but tell the viewers where we're at right now.
We are on top of SheiKra, 200 feet above Busch Gardens, Tampa.
Oh my gosh. So what all does this coaster tour entail?
We're going to take you to the top of SheiKra. We're going to talk to you a little bit about the train, about the track. So some of the stuff we covered back in 2012 when you guys came and did the Monty tour. Yeah. We talked about proximity switches back then. We talked about brakes and kicker tires. We talked about kind of that same stuff, except 200 feet up. So
just throwing them in there. Yeah. Exactly.
Up here, though, we get a great view of the park. So you can see everything out this really, really clearly. Monty, Cobra's Curse, Busch. It's just, we'll talk about all this stuff here, then we take you back down, we go into the coaster barn, we talk about the underside of the SheiKra train, so we talk about how the drop chain dog works, the water scoops, we'll talk a little bit about brakes down there as well, and then after the SheiKra portion of the tour is done, we take you over to Cheetah Hunt, and you get to walk down the second launch, and see how magnetic launches work, and go into the coaster barn there as well and see how the trains look a little bit different from a traditional lift-hill coaster. After we finish up the cheetah hunt, we take you over to Cobra's Curse, where you get to see the control panel. We explain a little bit how Cobra's Curse is slightly different from our other coasters because of spins. They also have a really cool track that kind of slides back and forth, so that people that may be in a wheelchair take a little bit longer to get in the coaster, they can just take their time and get on the ride, and then it slides back over, and then they enjoy their ride.
This is awesome, and I would recommend not for people who might have a little bit of a fear of heights.
Yeah, if you got a fear of heights, this might not be for you.
All right, so here we are, right up close to launch 2 of Cheetah Hunt. This is where you propel from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. And if you look here, you see all these magnetic strips. This is what launches the car, and it can heat up pretty quickly. So if you look down here, you can see this condensation. This is what is used to chill the magnetic launch after each launch goes through, because the trains will launch through here about every 30 seconds. So it's just so good to be right up close to this and to see how this is done. I love this. So in the rare instance that the train actually rolls back, doesn't make it over the hill, you can see these magnetic strips right here will slow the train down if it comes back down. Then they'll go down, they'll stop, and they'll try it again. But these things will pop up once the train passes, but they pop down right before the train launches. Has come to an end, and this was so fantastic to be able to get up close and personal with some of the best coasters here in Florida at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay. Now, if you want to take part in this tour, limited dates are still available in September. They are $69.99 per person. That does not include park admission, so you need to have park admission to be able to come in and do this tour. You can go to buschgardenstampa.com for all the information you need.